playing the Japanese version. Preference, because I think there's no significant difference with the US version. Short text is faster, but you can skip it immediately. Like you can skip the cutscenes just by pressing start. So I don't think the version really matters at all. So there we go. So this is the game based on the movie Hook, so where you play as adult Peter Pan. So rip Robin Williams. It's a great game. It was made by the same devs as Skyblazer that I ran just before. It has very, very floaty controls that you have to get used to, but there's also a lot of finesse in running it. There's a couple clips, a couple of things that work also in a way that is counterintuitive. Some weird skips, well, tiny skips. You can skip through ledges, do some weird stuff. We'll see that as we get going. There's just 10 levels, it's a pretty short game, so let's go! The first level, I'm being tested by the Lost Boys. They want to make sure that I am the real Peter Pan and I'm not some fraud. So look at how slowly I land. Yeah, this is how this game works. It's pretty crazy. So, whee! Oh, and by the way, if you hold B, not only will you jump higher like in any game, any platformer, but you will also land or fall more slowly. And that's useful to know. There's some places where it's actually very important to know that. You can just slow down your falling by pressing B. Okay, I need to deplete my fly. Oh, I did it too early, that's okay. First boss, one of the Lost Boys, like the chief of the Lost Boys or whatever. I'll take damage, and that will enable me to hit him when he hits me, so I can hit him immediately. It's a very easy fight with this strategy. But you need to have both of your health points. And also depleting your health before you finish a level is actually faster, because your remaining health and fly meter gets counted down during the score screen. So if you can help it, if you can get rid of your health, you might as well do that. Okay, this is another level through the forest where I would try to take a route that make the game not lag too much. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I got a sword in the previous level by fighting against the king of the Lost Boys or whatever he is. Okay, that was the right move. Okay, killed the spider, nice. That removed a bit of lag. And now, the first RNG boss. So there's this guy, he can come out of any of the 6 holes, and I hope it's not the bottom one. Okay. From this position, I can hit any hole except for the bottom one, the bottom middle. Okay, yeah, turning around in midair takes a long time, but fortunately I still made the cycle. Yeah, nice, that was good RNG. Well, having really bad RNG is kind of rare, because you can still hit 5 out of 6 holes, so usually it should be fine. Rufio! Oh, thank you, I didn't remember his name. It's Rufio. So that's the guy I stole the sword from. Okay. Oh, and by the way, oh, no. That's not good. In this game, you have to hold Y to run. Didn't get that. Now, okay, made it. And it's also your sword button. So that's why. No, I'll explain that later because this needs to concentrate. Dude, the ledges in this game are crazy. Okay, I have to spawn this guy late and jump now. I didn't make the ledge. That's no, died. No, didn't manage to attack. Yeah, this is a crazy level to optimize. I don't know how it goes after I die, so let's try it again. There's a lot of crazy, weird things. Yeah, this is hard to make. I'm still not unsure how it works. I used to be more to make it it used to be easier when I ran it. Get on top, please. Okay. Okay, here you get snapped over. Here, jump to the left to make sure that you arrive before this monocycle guy. Unicycle, sorry. In French it's called a monocycle. Oh, I couldn't afford that hit. Shoot. Okay, now we're gonna do this. This is a pretty crazy level to optimize. Now that I remember how to play it. Now I'm still not getting this? Dang it. Yeah, the problem is it's very counterintuitive. You have to press right very early, much earlier than it looks like you should. Yeah, I turned out to have the raw record for this game, but I'm still very inexperienced. This is my first time running it in a marathon, so I'm not very comfortable explaining stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, it took a while, but we beat this level. Next level is going to be a canyon, and there will be some flying involved. Oh, and you might have noticed that I'm using start to pause the game just at the start of a level. So, well, it's a little bit complicated to explain, but basically you need to acquire speed by holding Y, but holding Y will also make you attack, because that's the same button as attacking, logically. So normally you would just hold Y, you will attack and start running afterwards. But you can cancel the attack, but still get the running start by pausing and unpausing very, very quickly. If you do it fast enough, it will save time. But you need to do it really fast. It requires some timing and some getting used to. But it's a pretty fine technique. So you're basically holding Y and right, and you're also holding start before a level starts. And just as the pausing occurs, you press start again to unpause the game, and you will have the running start without having to use your sword. And if you do it fast enough, you can save about 0.1 second. But yeah, you need a good timing. You need a good idea of how to do it. Okay, now another RNG boss. First opening is always going to be left. Oops. Okay, right, we got lucky. And are we getting lucky? Of course not. Okay. Good thing that I have some flight, to have a third health point. Yeah, I took an extra leaf at the beginning of this level as a safety, but it saved my life. Because with only 2 health I would have died. So yeah, for a marathon run I did this, I took that extra safety. It was a good idea. It saved the run. Okay, now I'm gonna try a skip that I found. I'm pretty happy about that. Boom! So that's new. That's something that the previous worker did not do. It doesn't really directly save time, because getting up there with normally flying is just as fast, but it saves some fly meter. So now I can start flying more quickly, and I don't have to wait for anything or start running. So I can just go to the end with the remaining of my flight. And it saves 1.5 seconds. It's not a big deal, but it shows that this game has some zips. Okay, level 6 also. Pause trick. So this has ice physics. Like, the game was not floaty enough. They also put ice physics. That kind of sucked. Oh, so it's okay. I don't mind being hit here. Okay, managed to pull through. You want to clip through that ledge. Small jump and kill this bird. Yeah, it's very weird the way some stuff here works. Okay, I got health back, that's nice. And here, if you clip, you will prevent this guy from throwing a snowball at you, so you save some time. And now I'm gonna try to clip through the floor. Yeah! Nice and easy. It's very precise and it works like half the time, 1/3 of the time, sort of. Kinda, sort of. But it worked here, so that's cool. I'm gonna deplete my health. I don't have enough time to deplete a third one, so it's okay, we still have 1 health. But yeah, that saved about 12 seconds, or 8 seconds, depends. Depends on how well I would have done the level otherwise. I found out that you just want to try for this clip once, because usually if you don't get it the first time, you just won't get it. It deplaces you too much, and you need to be The guy needs to run into you from the left. If the clip has failed the first time, he will already be inside of you when he hits you the second time, and it would just not work. Well, I think at least. From my experience running this game. So yeah, I haven't run this game too much, and I'm nice. It's just nice that I'm presenting this at a marathon for the first time to get some confidence on it. I had a rough third level, but that's okay. And we have an auto-scroller here, so not a big deal, just fly through. The only thing that you need to be careful about is I want to deplete my health. Make sure that I finish the level with no power, as the game calls it, and no fly also, because the fly meter also gets depleted. Why did I take this? Yeah, got a life. Not really any reason to take it, but why not? Oh, okay, yeah, I have to take a hit from this guy because there's not enough enemies. There's just one more enemy. Okay, let's take this damage and we're gonna be good. And at the end of this level, I'm rewarded with a sword, so now we got the sword back. The sword enables me to shoot a beam. And also, when I get hit, I lose the sword, but I don't lose a health point. So it's like an extra health point. It's pretty nice. The sword is going to be very useful in the next level. Next level is difficult to learn. You'll see why in a minute. Because there's a flame following me, but the flame damages me, so I can't stay close to it. It lights up the level though, so that's why you need to kind of be close. But still, also, I want to be fast, so I can't take the slow speed of... Oh no, that's fine. I saved the fly meter because I did not have enough. So now I'm using visual cues of the background to know more or less where I'm going. I didn't want to take that damage. Okay, I can stop here. Go to the left, there's another fairy. Recharge my fly, let's go. This is kind of slow, but it's fine. Now I can pass through these ledges by using flight. Now jump through this sort of secret. Here I have to jump because there is a hole with spikes. Sorry, I didn't do the right thing. Pass through this ledge. Start flying now. Land on this ledge. Jump to optimize for verticality. Pass through ledges. Now there's a lot of lag because there's lots of enemies, so make sure that I can land all of these... Oh! Dang it. Took another hit. And this is a kind of a complex boss. You need to be behind him when he throws his skull. It's all about timing. And getting behind him without getting hit like this is kind of challenging. It takes some getting used to. Yeah, you need some good timing about when to turn around after a hit. If you turn around too early and you are too close to the boss when he throws his skull, he will just not throw his skull. He will just walk towards you. So you need to be not too close, so he throws his skull. But if you're too far away, you will not be able to jump above him and his skull with just one jump. So it's kind of complex, and it needs some practice. So I got 3 out of 4 jumps correctly. So here this is a place where I can save some frames because there's a lot of screens where I can do the pause trick to gain acceleration at the beginning. Kill this unicycle guy. Oh! That's not gonna be good. That's gonna be terrible. Okay, I kinda made it, but I lost 2 health. This is not good for the boss. Okay, gained acceleration. You have very little room for that. Also, this is a precise trick. Now, got it, okay. I know of no faster way of doing this room. You are so slow otherwise. Okay, I got 3 quick hits. Nice. Okay, I still made it. With only 2 health, that's good. So it's another thing that I discovered. I don't think it was known before, or maybe it was, but the previous world record did not do it. You can get several quick hits on this boss, on Smee, without having to lure him to a place and go around. It's possible to hit him from behind or from the bottom. It's kind of weird though. It's really precise, and I don't know exactly how it works or why it works. So sometimes it just works and sometimes it doesn't. It's possible to do the whole fight like that. So the task definitely needs to be remade, because that's a thing the task does not do. And I have done it on practice. Never in a run though, I never got a perfect fight. Okay, this is precise. Good. Yeah, you barely have enough time to gain acceleration on the spikes and get to the top there. Nice, didn't get hit, that's also a complicated room. Okay, let's go. Let's kill this barrel guy. I'm gonna take full flight from here. Let's go. Didn't get hit, okay. You have no idea how huge the hitboxes are. It's actually really hard to pass through here without taking a hit. And with the extra health that I have, I can just take damage from this barrel and pass through and save some fly, which I'm gonna use here. Nice. How easy is this run to learn? It's pretty easy. There's some tricks which are really complicated and need a lot of practice, but you can do fine without difficult tricks. Come on, yeah, you need good timing. Take last health. Okay, yeah, that was 4 hits. You can only attack him when he's about to attack you, otherwise he will defend. So it's all about timing. I used to have some music cues, but I kind of forgot them. And we're really close to the end of the game, by the way. Now we just have to fight. It's a last confrontation with Hook. Now. Here you can use sort of background cues to know when he's about to attack. Oh no! Mess it up. Have to play it by ear. And finished. Yeah, that's not a very good time, but well, with the things that happened, this is still less than 2 minutes slower than my PB. My PB is 14:43, and I believe it's possible to reach something like 14:35 with an excellent run. But it's really hard because you're going to start to need a really good Smee fight, and I still don't understand exactly how the perfect Smee fights work. Yeah, however, this is a good speed game. It looks kind of slow, but there's a lot of precise tricks, like gaining acceleration with the pause trick, gaining acceleration on very tiny ledges. It's critical in some places. And there's boss fights which also require quite a bit of getting used to, like Smee or the skeleton fight. So it's not easy to optimize. But it's not too bad to get into, because you can use safeties, as I did. In the 4th level you can take the extra leaf. It only wastes like 3 seconds, and it really makes the rest of the run easier. And also, usually you don't run out of lives, because the game is kind of generous on lives. You will gain an extra life with score at the end of every level, pretty much. So you can die several times and we still should be able to finish a run. So yeah, this is not too hard to learn, I think, and there's tons of easier ways to do things. Okay, for the skeleton fight, for instance, you can, instead of what I did, like jumping above the skull and the skeleton with 1 jump, you can do the 2 jump method. Like you get away from him, he will throw your skull, he will throw his skull, you jump above the skull and then above his body, and you rinse and repeat. That is very easy to do. It's slower, of course, but it's an easy way. And there's other things like that. The Smee fight also, you can just go around him and with full flight and try to stay close to the fairy, recharge your flights at every hit. try to go around him and hit him. There's ways to do it. And yes, Arthur Blues ran this, and he made a really complete tutorial. So that's how I learned the game initially. For the second Super 16, that's when I learned the game. Okay, next is Dracula, I think? Yeah, Dracula. Speaking of games that I learned for a Super 16, this is another one.